The American Conference on ESPN. Thursday night on North Broad Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Two teams looking to turn their winters around. Memphis has lost 4 of 5. Temple 7 straight. A chance for Memphis. Rounding out our officiating crew, it's Memphis ball as the former Temple Owl Nick Jourdain controls the tip. And the Tigers at 16-5, 5-4 in the American, have the first possession with David Jones. The 6th leading scorer of the nation has an easy deuce to
World War I tank with mobility.
Piccarelli's 0 for 2 from 3. That is the first time I've heard that analogy during a basketball game. Hopefully not a last.
Watch a lot of documentaries. What do you want me to say?
Big Ken Burns guy over here. White into the body of Tomlin. That's Jaleel White, a 6'7" junior from Whitesboro, New Jersey, puts Temple on the board.
Ken Burns just zooms in on pictures in a creative way. I like video.
Jones with all kinds of space. He does not miss from there often.
And you've got to be able to capitalize.
Walton leaves it short. Jourdain the rebound. Walton misses his second shot. Jones comes soaring in to keep it alive. This time it's Quinterly. This time it's Jones. Got Hoffman in the ear. Hands it off beautifully. The finish for Nick Jourdain and the Memphis Tigers off a cut.
You've got to have ball handlers on the floor as well.
Memphis brings in Jaden Hardaway for the first time. He feeds a cutting Walton, who scores it.
Well, there's some. That's what we saw him doing that shoot around today. I mean, his footwork's good, release is high, and that just changes the game. That's his length interrupting the game.
Walton turns it over to Riley. Up ahead, White with Quinterly defending. White staggers into it and scores his second back to keep it by.
Maybe play with it later.
Jourdain spinning. A couple of 4 shots early for Jourdain is 1 for 3. Here's White for Temple. Shane Dezzoni off the bench and into the scorebook for 3.
No, it's a good response from Temple, but I would be really cautious in playing Memphis's game in terms of the pace.
The fastest tempo team in the American gets 2 at the rim.
Hey, Memphis is dangerous when they just play simple, instinctual basketball.
Here's White. A couple of baskets and an assist early. White gets grabbed by Hardaway on his way to the rim and finishes through contact. So Jaleel.
But I just think the variety in the league, and that's kind of what we're saying.
There's the second turnover for Jones, and Temple nearly gave it right back with a hot pass from Miller, corralled by White.
Something I was asking Penny about. Jaleel White looks good, by the way. He looks really good. Underscored, and you're never going to be who you can possibly be without David Jones being one of the best scorers in the country. You just want to shore up some of the simple things.
Jones will go to the rim here, and he'll do what he does as well as almost anybody in the country, which is get to the lot.
The leading scorers in major conferences were 16, 17.
As good as David Jones is the man coaching him.
Yep.
And Jones takes it back off his own miss, misses again, and a step back 3. And he's 0 for 2. Dezzoni's got the offensive rebound. Okay, this is what Temple does. They shoot threes at a prodigious rate. White knew he missed badly. Battled for the ball on Pomo. Just chucks it in, and Temple takes its first lead.
And one of the things against a team that will shoot threes is ultimately you've got to be ready for shots to go up. If you're Memphis, it's a team that switches. It's a team that scrambles, and oftentimes you're out of position. And that's something Von Quinterly does so.
3 points. And the win Saturdays. 2 for 3 for 4 points already. Thrown away by Miller. Here's Quinterly. Memphis so dangerous on the run, and Tomlin got his arm caught by White. Why do you think Adam is ready to be a head coach?
Oh, look, first off, define who came up, and we'll use the restaurant, right? Who came up Washington.
Memphis lead 9 minutes plus gone by in this first half.
Well, good action against Memphis will get them spaced out. And part of that is by design. Memphis will help bring pace to the game by getting spaced out, playing that scramble.
Hardaway missed another 3. Jones missed a point-blank layup and then a late whistle.
That actually favors Memphis. They're putting pace on the game.
That last foul is on Jordan Riley, by the way. Temple's second leading scorer. Settle inside. Hoffman outside. Another 3 missed. Quinterly skies for the rebound. Knocks it ahead to Sharon Fott and Malcolm Dandridge. With a little cherry pick, too.
That's tough when a big takes it. Malcolm Dandridge, who contested the shot, who leaked out.
8 in a row for Memphis. White will try to cut into that at the free throw line.
I really, even though I misnamed him earlier, I really like Settle. I like the strength he had until he was able to get more. I think Settle could be try to identify like lineups that I really like, rotations I really like. Guys leaving.
He was on the floor for that game-ending 25-9 run Saturday. He's on the floor now as Quinterly turns it over. Memphis' fourth turnover of the game. White gets to the left hand. Woo. White explosive to the rim.
Oh, that's such a tough cover. A quote big who can handle it like that. If you get the right matchups, you just got to clear, give him room.
Jones left alone. Jones delivers his second three.
When they're instinctual. Yeah. The less they have to think, the better they are. Their instincts are better when less thought is applied. Kunu, surf instructor.
Water is water. Quinterly drills it. Javon Quinterly leads to a Memphis timeout.
He just needs to sit down, make the smart pass.
Memphis nearly forces a takeaway. Miller tries to throw it out of bounds off of Jonathan Pierre. It is another Memphis takeaway. Temple's sixth turnover. Tomlin almost gave it right back. Quinterly launches, and Quinterly drills it. Javon
Communication and contesting jump shooters.
Penny Hardaway thinks it's partly about the lineups he's playing to, as Tomlin uses that long right arm to finish strong.
Finish your point. Just forcing pace on the game, and it's a pace that they're more comfortable with.
Foul, by the way, was Jones' second, so he takes a seat with 5:15 or so to go. Here's Riley on the floor with 2 fouls. He shows his first basket. Kansas, of course, coming off a loss at Kansas State on Monday. Big 12 schedule makers did them no favor. Wow. As Quinterly hits his third three of this first.
Sometimes that's just the guy's personality. I know you want more out of him, but that's ultimately what makes him good.
Up ahead, there's Jourdain. And Jourdain decided not to throw it out to the wing. And Tomlin finished strong over 3 hours. Memphis is doubling up tempo.
And that was not an ideal pass, but Nick Jourdain, I mean, you got Megatron, throw it up.
It's hard to have a not ideal pass when Nick Jourdain is on the receiving end. It's a 14-2 run. His sophomore year playing behind some experienced guards. Starting to find a home at Temple.
This is a good place for it, where he can play a significant role and be that guy again.
They kind of have to find the joy in the game again.
Oh, look, basketball rehab's a real thing. If you can provide, as Nick Jourdain just slipped to an easy one, if you can provide an atmosphere that in a way is basketball rehab.
I would like Farnham to spend the entire half debating that question. Oh, Jourdain! Nick Jourdain with a throw.
Communication on defense again. It's better than it was in walkthrough. These guys are gamers.
Miller misses. Walton high points. They're going after every rebound intensely as well. Pierre from Quinterly. Quinterly's holding out 3 fingers on the right hand. He knew it. Jonathan Pierre, the little used junior, a JUCO transfer, makes it 8 straight made field goals for Memphis. Here's a drive for Stanford. That's absence.
In the world am I watching, but that's what they do. They just put a pace and an intensity on the game that is so disruptive, and what they're disrupting is your comfort.
Jourdain again in a double team, finds a cutting Quinterly. The look away.
But the reality is, Temple's chasing the game right now. That's a challenge, and that means you're chasing it on offense and on defense.
Another rush shot by Dezzoni. Stanford comes up with it. Stanford leans in.
Guys on this team, and a little look away, maybe an extra step. Anytime you hear me say look out, something might happen. Bang. He's just...
Zion Stanford, tremendous coaching career at Temple before getting the South Carolina job. Miller still yet to score. Temple's leading scorer, 0 for 7.5. Stanford has the offensive rebound. Like Stanford is not shy of driving.
And then you see it completely differently.
So Memphis going to hold for the final shot. Tigers are 17 for 30.5. This has been the best half we've seen Memphis play in a long time. Trying to go out with a bang. Here's Tomlin in the corner. Missed a three. Dandridge is in there. It's grabbed by Zion Stanford.
Why not?
Missed it off the back rim.
Good half for Memphis. That's something you certainly should feel good about. If you're
Temple, meanwhile, a team that shoots among the highest percentages of three-pointers per attempt in the country. They don't shoot it very well from three, but they shoot a lot. It's just 1 for 15 from deep. Start the half with Jaleel White going into the body of Naquan Tomlin. Second foul on
this lead. Okay. And the best thing you can do is start playing that way now. Today, yes, NIL is a big piece of that. And that's why I saw Lynn Greer here earlier. He's going to be very involved in that. But how you play is your best recruiter in college basketball these days, and that's nice.
Terrific drive by Riley.
Really trying and did all that.
There's Riley again off a back cut. Stanford feeds him. His career high 23 last time out, an overtime loss at Tulane. Temple's on a 6-0 run, and Javon Quinterly turns it over. And here is Zion Stanford. Guarded by Jones, spinning inside and finishing with the offhand. Jourdain's got a huge size advantage on Miller. Passes out with a double approaching, and Dandridge is fouled. Akpomo's arguing he kept the arms high. No, it was Jaleel White whose arm came down, and the foul is against White.
Confidence in that you can just say, be smart. There are other guys that...
Dandridge over, switch to the left hand mid-jump, and Dandridge comes down with the ball. And Dandridge will take it up himself. Quinterly on the slip for Dandridge. And that is a blocking foul. Riley came over to try to...
But I also like it because it's taken that block out of the game just to get the charge call. I think the game's been better this year, better flow in particular. More plays at the rim.
Stanford loses it to Jourdain. Here's Jones. Jonathan Pierre off the bench.
Dandridge and popped it out to the corner, and David Jones just made the right simple pass.
A 6-0 run in 24 seconds. Dandridge makes it an 8-0 run. Physically possible. Hoffman make for a very uncomfortable delivery if you were born in a size 56 long suit.
Mr. Literal over here.
Jourdain for three. What other way is there to be? There's a flying rebound for Temple. That's Dezzoni, who's wearing 32, and there's Jourdain. We heard in shoot-around today from Memphis. Right now he's marking Jaleel White, and he wasn't marking Jaleel White by the end of the play. Memphis fouled up that switch, and it snaps an 8-0 run.
Well, exactly.
White's had a good game. He's got 15.
The regular world, the layman would call that situational awareness. Oh,
Jourdain again!
Wait, the pass! Did you see the pass? Maybe I saw it wrong, but that pass was something else. Holy smokes.
That was Malcolm Dandridge.
Yeah, it was.
With the gorgeous dime. Here's White again.
All right. Good foul, guys. We get to see a good...
But I will tonight.
No, you won't.
Yeah. From great creative people. End of the shot clock. Jourdain. That one at least hit the rim. Rebounded by White. Miller. 26 minutes or so of game time. Temple's leading scorer is still stuck on 0. Here's Dezzoni wearing 32 after he taps a scoring drought from 3 of more than 20 minutes of game time. Here's Dezzoni again, rejected by Jones. It's a goal save.
I honestly thought he got it.
So the lead is down to 11. Here comes Temple, another mini run,
like
7 straight. Quinterly over Dezzoni. Rebound Jones. Jump to get it. Couldn't finish. That time he does. Rebound Walton uncontested.
I really like the Temple zone. It's disruptive in terms of pace and rhythm, but it's just a tough thing to rebound in. Really hard to rebound in the zone.
Right there. 6 points for Naquan Tomlin. Back-to-back second chance buckets. An 11-point lead swells back to 15. Miller, step back over Tomlin.
There you go.
Finally his road.
I think that's awesome, man. Just sharing with a sense of vulnerability that's pretty big, but he's a good kid. Spend some time talking to him.
Inside the stuff, another one at the rim for Tomlin. Back to and squeezed in between two. Hoffman ends up on his back. It's a 5-on-4 for Memphis. Jones whipping it inside to Tomlin. 3 straight at the rim for the K-State transfer, and the lead back to 16.
David Jones again, just making a good, simple pass. I think that's a way to get him out of that turnover rut, is to celebrate good, simple passes more and more.
Jones with 5 assists tonight, and Jaleel White ends up on his
Because it gives him a chance to review it. It's amazing how his role has just changed so much.
tap on his hand, which had become more psychological than physical. It took that off last game, and he seems A-okay without it. Como walls off against Jones. Here's Miller in transition, and Hasir Miller has a chance for 3. Nice far.
I mean that. I think form shooting is something that we really need to bring back, teach kids at a young age so they can develop a shot they can shoot with consistency.
Stanford fakes a 3. Miller takes a 3. Miller makes a 3. Back down to 11. All right, so up this lead to single digits with a whole lot of basketball left. Miller screaming for the ball for seconds. He's jumping up and down again. Riley, shot fake. Riley finishes. First and second 3. By the way, they then went a minute 13 seconds between their second and third 3. Fun with numbers.
You guys.
Jones triple team. It's a takeaway for Stanford. Got it to the right hand. Tomlin's back to defend him. He fouls him and tosses in his comeback, which is now a 12-0. Down from 23 to 6. Quinterly missed a 3. Tried to draw the foul. And there's a foul on the floor. Penny Hardaway is staring at Quinterly. I'm not sure if he's staring at him because he's upset there wasn't a foul. And Jordan.
Zoni stuffed by the rim. What in the world is going on? Our pets' heads are falling off.
Miller's got Dandridge on him with a switch. Here's DeZoni. Why not? I mean, you missed the dunk.
You got on the upper decks now. They had to hand out more T-shirts.
Jones, step back.
No. Wow. Wow.
Indeed.
What a bad shot. What a terrible shot. And it goes in.
David
this
Jones
is so basketball right now.
Straight out of the CYO no, yes column. He's got 16, and the lead is back to 6.
Yeah, Kevin, may go back. They've had some characters. Tyler Harris, awesome character. Where's he at? Philippines, I think. Just great energy.
We're off the DeZoni free throws. Tomlin returns to the game with 4 fouls for Memphis.
Oh, he wants it again.
Jones will drive it this time. He's fouled by Miller. His shot flattens in, and Dave percent second on the team.
This is where you and I work well together.
6-point game. Here's White. 3 shy of a career high. He's got 18. Stanford shuffled the left foot. Kept it down long enough. Now Miller, a step back. Tough one.
Oh! Miller has found the 3-point shot. What a game, man.
All 12 of his points since halftime. Jones again.
No!
Oh, he did!
Something. He's feeling it. He's got the fire from that little melee. Get him a matchup he likes.
Miller into Dandridge, fouled. Hasir Miller to the line for 2.
You're seeing the potential here. He's the guy you want. He can gap with his length and athleticism.
White again, not a 3-point shooter. Will drive it into Quinterly. Jones with the active hands. Quinterly with a steal, and then foul. That's a Memphis' best free throw shooter, Quinterly.
Play the way Penny wants them to play.
Yeah, they had 3 big
line. Create a little space with a smaller lineup. David Jones should be able to get to the free throw line by just going to the basket.
DeZoni draws the assignment.
Tomlin's got the advantage.
Tomlin's got Riley. That's the 4th. So Naquan Tomlin at the line. 11 with 5 minutes to go. Came back and won. Memphis pretty good all the same.
That's what you can say. He impacts the game in every way.
Here he is again. He scored 7 of the last 8 for Memphis. Jones gets fouled.
Yep. That is such a tough ask. I get into a bad angle. David Jones is a tough cover. And got to make
on ESPNU. Wow. Gets it. Quinterly. Walton has a good look. And he misses at three. It's grabbed by Riley.
It's a good look, though.
Zion Stanford's had a monster game, the freshman for Temple. Here's Riley playing with the 4 fouls. And he'll get the continuation against Tomlin. He scores. He'll go to the line, and he just... Wow, it took until the 2:30 mark in the game. 5-point game, under 2.5 to go now. Riley's got 13. There's some talent with these Temple guards. We've seen it in the second half. Quinterly, left-handed. Quinterly left it short.
Quinterly tried to go to the opposite side of the basket. He had the entire left side open.
Basket makes this a 1-score game. Riley again. Riley lost it and then nearly plunged into Pierre for a foul. It wasn't called. And Temple turns it over for the 15th time.
I would say physically, this game's been pretty physical, but it's definitely been both ways. Both teams have been able to be pretty physical on the ball with bodies.
Memphis with a dozen steals out of those 15 turnovers. Quinterly, deep shot clock. Quinterly, it's Pierre. It's his third three. And he points at his head coach. A lot of close losses in there. And the Owls need to make up an 8-point deficit in 90 seconds.
But I think Adam Fisher's building what he wants them to be, right? That's the way you've got to build things. You can't just be completely outcome-oriented.
Tazzoni, he'll drive it, and he'll get fouled at a minute 18.
Although the last thing anybody in this city wants to hear ever again is trust the process. And now Embiid's been awesome, so. Five hopped into a time machine and saw that graphic, they'd be like, what? South Carolina, I mean, look at the growth in that game since the early 2000s alone.
You think they were ready for a Sonic blockbuster in 1995? Oh, Pierre, who's 0 for 1 at the line this year.
Everybody else is a loser, right? But winners are different, right? You understand?
Free throw makes it a 3-possession game. Miller, step back, short. High-flying Riley with a rebound a minute to go, down 7. Somebody got to get a shot up awfully soon. Miller knocked away by Jourdain. 12 to shoot, 53.7 on the clock.
I tell you, Temple fans may understand this name, Tyler Burton. Feel out runs and then stop runs. It would change things. Let's see if they get a quick hitter.
Picarelli, who barely has played in the second half, rebounded Tazzoni and fouled by Jourdain.
That's the thing with those quick shots on out-of-bounds under.
Of late because he's been battling an illness. And it's in the second half. Which is why if you're an FAU or UAB fan, we haven't gotten to you yet. 5-point game. Jaden Hardaway can run after the make. Into Quinterly, and Adam Fisher says, what? And Quinterly, who is their best free throw shooter, possession game. And he missed another one. My goodness.
Wow, it is amazing how many free throws they've missed.
5 for 15.5. Miller, stripped by Walton. What a good play by Walton. Memphis is 13. To South Florida, they blew a 20-point lead at home. They lose at Tulane by 2. They lose at UAB by 9. The real crusher is a 3-point home loss to Rice, and then they barely beat Wichita State. White is fouled. Hasir Miller just fouled out on the last possession. Oh, by the way, there's foul up 3 and there's foul up 8.
It's a bold strategy, Cut. I think there's an acronym for that. Job security.
White's got 20 points, and Picarelli fouls Pierre. We apologize to FAU UAB. You're just, how many fouls have there been in a half now?
30th foul this half.
And Pierre misses, and probably it could be the last 20. Oh, Pierre misses them both.
Lord.
3-pointer makes this a 1-possession game. There's still 30 seconds left. White, not a 3-point shooter. Picarelli is. He treats it! It's a 3-point game. And a timeout taken by Temple. The second half, 7 for 19 from the free throw. Remember, they do struggle with turnovers. Inbound is to Jones. Stanford will foul him at 25.4.
It's that big tube up there.
In the whiteout section of the band. Jones hits it. And it's a two-possession game.
Well, if you're Memphis, don't foul. Force a tough shot. Get a rebound.
Here's DeZoni with 20. Stripped by Jones.
Wow.
David Jones fouled after his 5th steal.
Jeez, this game.
After the 45th foul of the game. Jones.
I ain't changing seats for nothing.
Jones misses it. Update that graphic. 9 for 23.5. Riley, pull up 3.
Nope.
Way offline. And the rebound into the hands of Quinterly.
Finding some groups that they really like. Oh, Lord, touch it all.
Quinterly.
You also may hear some questions that point to how Vegas seems to have it all figured out.
We're still a couple of points away from that, I think.
That's Dallin.
Jones, the takeaway. That's going to do it. David Jones, 6th steal, ends this topsy-turvy basketball game, which concludes with Memphis on top. Was it pretty? At times it was. At times it was anything but. The Memphis wins at 84-77, despite a nightmare free throw shooting performance.
Our producer just said, no rush, take your